Welcome back to Pat Mac's Adventures. I am Patrick and I'm picking up right where I left off from my previous video of my tour of this beautiful Airbnb here in La Fortuna. If you guys want to check that out and find out the price and what it looks like, you can click right up here. But today I thought I would go explore La Fortuna, the town, and give you guys my first impressions and give you a walking tour. I haven't really explored the town yet, so I'm curious to see what it looks like. It's still a gorgeous day today with that beautiful view of the Arenal volcano and the smaller volcano right next to it. So let's hit the street. I love the location of my Airbnb here in La Fortuna. It's behind a business building and is right next to one of the bridges going into La Fortuna. It literally takes me 2 minutes to walk into the town of La Fortuna, to go to restaurants, to go to tour agencies if I want to do any tours in La Fortuna, supermarkets. Everything is on the other side of this bridge. We are still in the midst of the pandemic, so La Fortuna here is not as busy as I think it normally would be during pre-pandemic times. This is one of the main intersections in the town. On this day, there were a lot of people out, a lot of cars, a lot of tour trucks. You could see people walking out on the streets. There's a coffee shop right here, and there's the Arenal volcano, which I feel is the highlight of La Fortuna and the town. Just to walk up the street and in the park here with that background with the volcano is so beautiful. When you visit the town of La Fortuna, you will come across this park. This park is located in the center of town. You can see a church in the distance. I felt so fortunate to have this day here in La Fortuna because it tends to be overcast here a lot. And today was a beautiful sunny day. Lots of plants here in the park, lots of flowers. Even though the pandemic is going on, there are some tourists here wandering around, and there are some locals selling some local snacks and some local food. It's nice to see, even though the pandemic is still going on, that people are still coming to La Fortuna and other places here in Costa Rica. And there is the Arenal volcano. What a stunning view behind the church there with the fountain. I have to say that this was by far my favorite view in the whole town of La Fortuna. Just walking through here, it's not very crowded. It's a beautiful sunny day with the fountain and all the plants and flowers, and to see that volcano behind that church, I cannot get over how stunning that is. And I just love walking through this part of the park. It's definitely worth walking through and checking out this park when you're here in La Fortuna. I jumped to the other side of the street from the park to show you guys what stores are open and what it looks like. You can see some gift shops are open there. There's a very popular, looks to be a very popular pizza restaurant here. Looks like they have a few other food choices as well. Again, the streets are not overcrowded with people. There are people out there, but you can see some businesses are closed. And during my week and a half stay here in La Fortuna, I did not see these businesses open at any time. There's another business open here. Looks like you can buy some little gifts or things on your trip. Here is a tour company that is open and selling tours currently here in La Fortuna. And then up here at the corner, there's a really big gift shop or souvenir shop where you can buy a few things as well. Across the street looks to be some kind of deli. There's beef, chicken, pork being sold. I've noticed that a lot of locals go there to buy their meat. So if you're staying in La Fortuna and you're cooking for yourself, definitely check them out. A few other closed businesses here. A very popular local ice cream shop called Pops. You can find Pops throughout Costa Rica. Very good ice cream. I tried it the other night. Here's another store open with souvenirs and pictures you can buy. Moving on up the street, you can see a few more shops that are open. On the left is a salon. On the right is a tour van or tour vehicle that's either getting ready to head out or just arrived back. A few other stores are open here. There's a sign here for a local coffee shop. And straight ahead, there is a local supermarket. They sell quesadillas outside at a little local restaurant. Really good. Definitely check them out. Up here is a pretty popular hostel, and then there's also a tour company here currently selling tours. I saw a total of about 3 tour companies that were open. La Fortuna is a small town. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to walk around the whole part of the center of town. There's a barber shop here that's also open. Pretty good, I would say, considering the pandemic, but not too many people out currently, possibly because people are out on tours or doing their own thing. Over here on the left, you can see a few taxis there, so if you need a local taxi, you can find them in this area. Up ahead is, I guess you could say, the bus terminal or the bus area here in La Fortuna. So if you're going to arrive in La Fortuna by bus, or if you're going to be leaving La Fortuna by bus, this is going to be the main area where you're going to catch the bus. There isn't any office or any real terminal area, so what you can do is you can speak to the drivers or some of the local people about times and where you're heading. If you know a bit of Spanish, this will definitely help you to get information on what time the bus is going to San Jose or any other local town nearby. You can also ask some of the tour companies that can help you out as well. Something that I've noticed here in La Fortuna that's a bit interesting and probably a good thing is that there is no McDonald's, no Burger King, no KFC, no Quiznos or Subway. None of these now international fast food chains are here in La Fortuna, and I've seen them everywhere around the world. I've seen a McDonald's in the middle of a small town in China. I've seen them in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Thailand. I mean, these fast food brands are all over the world, but to not see them here in La Fortuna, I have to say, is a bit refreshing. And it's a good thing, right? Because that means that the local businesses are the primary source of food for tourists. Unfortunately, this one right here is closed, but there are quite a few restaurants that are currently open here in La Fortuna. What do you guys think about that? And if you've been here, am I wrong? Is there a McDonald's or Burger King or Subway here in La Fortuna? I'm pretty sure there isn't. I didn't see any walking around the town. I didn't see any on the map. Just something very interesting as a traveler and traveling to so many countries, and finally finding a town that doesn't have one of them is a great thing to see. On the other side of the park in the center of town here in La Fortuna, I came across some graffiti art on the side of a few buildings here. That's one thing I really am loving about Costa Rica, is I love the graffiti art that you will see around the country. And walking down this dirt road, the graffiti art definitely got interesting. One thing about the town of La Fortuna is that one minute you'll be in town where the restaurants are, and the church, and the park, and stores, and then the next minute you'll be in a local neighborhood. They're very close to the center of town, and it just makes the whole experience of being in La Fortuna so quaint and so homey in that way, that you just have all these neighborhoods right within walking distance of the center of town. Continuing my way down this side of the park, there were more cafes, restaurants. This looks to be a smoothie cafe. Looks like they have some breads as well that are open. Some more places where you can buy hammocks, clothes. Here's a business that's closed, but then here's another one that's open. So you'll tend to see that there'll be a few stores or businesses that are open, and then a few that are closed. Over here is a huge fruit stand shop, tons of bananas, pineapples, any fruit that you're looking for, you will find it at this shop. And it looks like they're offering some discounts as well. 3 kilograms of mango for 1,000 colones, not bad. Across the street from this fruit shop is the park. Look at the size of this tree, huge tree, a great area to sit during a hot day and to escape the sun. I love this volcano, guys, the Arenal volcano. That view, man, that is such a beautiful view, and just walking up and down the streets here and seeing that volcano on such a clear day is priceless. I decided to make my way back into the park and noticed a lot more people out. This is probably due to the time. I started this video earlier in the morning, and it's currently about noon, lunchtime. You can see some people over here with their dog out on the grass. some other people just sitting down, relaxing, eating, maybe doing some work. Just a really relaxing and beautiful area in the town of La Fortuna. You'll notice that some people are not wearing their masks and some people are wearing their masks. It is not a requirement to wear masks out on the street. That is up to you currently here in Costa Rica. However, it is required to wear a mask in any indoor establishment. Even though La Fortuna is higher in the mountains than where I was on the Pacific coast, it's still really hot, so I got some ice cream, which is melting really fast. So what do you guys think of La Fortuna? I think it's a really cute little town. It's not super big, and it's not very crowded right now due to the pandemic, and you know, I think it's a good time to travel to La Fortuna. There's not a ton of tourists, and I definitely think that the businesses could use the tourists at the moment. So if you have free time and you're in Costa Rica, I highly suggest checking out La Fortuna. It's a really cute little town, and I'm really loving it so far. Thanks again for watching, guys, and remember to live every moment to the max. I'm gonna eat this to the max before it melts. I'll see you guys next time.